Literacy is so much more than just reading. Let's unpack the 3 core literacies that this channel, Mary Nature Education, is talking about. We have language literacy, movement literacy or physical literacy, and nature literacy. Let's build a foundational understanding of the term literacy itself. This is the ability to read, interpret, and fluently navigate a system. Literacy has been traditionally associated with language literacy, like reading literacy. But we're going to expand that definition with this video to include the body system, so physical literacy, and the natural world, nature literacy. Language literacy is to read and communicate with words. Physical literacy is reading, understanding, and mastering our own body systems and their movements. And nature literacy is reading, understanding, and connecting with our local environment. And through understanding these 3 literacies from this channel, we will see how we can be resourceful and create lessons around them such that they can be done outdoors in easy but relevant ways to meet your learning goals. Let's unpack nature literacy. This might surprise you, but you can teach nature literacy without being an ecologist or biologist or an outdoor education specialist. You, as a teacher and leader of children, have already gone through the certification needed to take your learning, take your class outdoors, and at the same time teach nature literacy. So don't turn around, don't fret if you don't have one of those other fancy titles. You can do this. Quite simply, nature literacy is the ability to read and understand and respectfully navigate the natural world around you. Being nature literate means that you can navigate and interact with your natural environment in safe ways. It means that you understand how nature works. And a lot of our science curriculum expectations allow opportunities to naturally explore our local environments. Some examples are observing weather patterns, understanding seasonal cycles, identifying local flora and fauna. Simply by taking learning outdoors more and looking at your curriculum, you invite children to not only get the benefit of vitamin nature, but also develop these skills to recognize, interpret, and interact with their natural world right outside their doorstep in regular ways, such to develop nature literacy. The best part is when you are a teacher who includes a lesson per week. Again, let's start small. In the open air on your school grounds, you're offering your students chances to intentionally experience nature and develop this literacy regularly. Being outdoors more lends itself beautifully to developing physical literacy. Physical literacy is developing confidence, motivation, and competence to move our bodies purposefully. This includes locomotor skills, so traveling, different types of movement. It includes balance, so your stability skills, and object control, whether it be with our hands or our feet. Developing physical literacy skills in regular ways on the school grounds allows children to master how they move their bodies, know themselves well, and this enables them to be active for life. And not only that, we remember that movement turns the brain on, making learning more accessible. So movement is just not for a break time. Movement is to increase that blood flow, giving oxygen to essential systems and turning them on to allow learning to take place. Being physically literate, moving frequently, unlocks the pathways to allow learning to happen more fluidly. We have so far talked about nature literacy and physical literacy. This is the moment now for language literacy. Language literacy is using words to communicate, create, and make sense of their worlds, building relationships all the while. This includes passive or receptive skills, which are reading and listening, and active or expressive skills, which are writing and speaking. As we see with babies, is they are quite receptive and they take in a lot of information passively. So they are listening and they are observing, constantly reading their environments. Then we notice as babies develop, they start to become more active in their output, orally expressing themselves, and then later starting to pick up pencils and crayons and express themselves through drawing and through writing. The beautiful thing about teaching language literacy outdoors is there is this soft fascination that occurs when we're outside versus being between walls. We feel constrained, perhaps restricted in how we want to express ourselves. But when we are outdoors, we are immediately calmed and soothed, and thus we feel like we can express ourselves more openly, more freely. The soft fascination, the colors, the sounds, aside from a barking dog, naturally soothe us. This lowers our stress. Our heart rates come down to a calm pace where we can then come out of that fight or flight or freeze stage, the sympathetic nervous system, and we can just naturally, the parasympathetic system is activated where we are in rest and restore and receive mode. A calm state of mind is a receptive state of mind. This is where the children's brains are more receptive to learning new language patterns and developing their language skills. Outdoors, in this natural ambiance, open space, beyond the walls, there's a greater tendency to be receptive, to be a good listener, and in the end, to be expressive. So let's open our doors, take the kids in our care into the open air a little more regularly, and give them the best chances to develop nature literacy, physical literacy, and language literacy. This video on understanding the 3 literacies of Marine Nature Education shows us that literacy is just not reading books. It's so much more. And see that we can include physical literacy and nature literacy in our everyday lessons to have a bigger impact in our children's lives, giving them that regular dose of vitamin nature. Going outdoors isn't just for fun, not just for recess, and not just for lunch breaks. It can be and should be so much more. So much more that it becomes embedded in our school culture, school grounds as an essential environment for learning to take place. The more we are taking learning outdoors more, the more we are embedding nature into the lives of our children, the better off we are. Marine Nature Education is based on the premise that we can access, as teachers and leaders of children, the school grounds for great learning opportunities. Hi, I'm Laura McGahey, founder of Marine Nature Education and the 100 for Earth framework. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, be notified when my next video comes out.